faces to meet, asses to eat, cheeks to beat. I'm just trying to be complete. Okay, I'm just trying to go on with my life here. Okay, that was the main objective, was to do all that.
Hello and welcome. I forget the name of the podcast again.
I'm sorry, I'm busy at the moment. I'm trying to say something right now.
Monitoring. That wireless monitoring was unexpected and cool, but it's gonna have there's this delay in my ear now, so it's like it just keeps echoing. Hello, Jason's on his phone. I'm paying attention. Jason's on his phone. I'm paying attention. Oh, my camera's off. Let me fix that. Welcome to the See You Waiter podcast.
I had a cringy moment that I had to get over.
Go ahead, describe it.
I'm not describing that shit. Okay, let's go to the main point of why we're here.
Week 2, episode 2. 2 in a row. We're doing pretty good.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we can hit with that number 3 and we'll be okay.
Give me 1 second to fix my camera. I'm just going to do more editing, which is what I was trying to avoid with this guy. Oh, damn. This guy. Oh, it's flickering.
That'd be fine.
Ignore the flicker.
You can fix it in post.
I cannot.
No,
actually, I can.
Okay,
I can do that.
Don't.
Fix it. This thing flickers at a rate that 1 out of 100 shutter speed. Fixed it. I did it for that camera and this camera.
Nice.
Actually, let me change this camera. I don't need it. I'm a camera guy. He's a dog owner. You just saw my butt. This is the See You Waiter podcast. What'd you say?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, my dog is here. Actually, she's been here this whole time.
I'm Dylan. Jason, look to your camera.
And I'm Jason.
It's going to be really hard not to look at the monitor today. I'm going to turn the ISO up on this now. Hold on. Yeah. We are all technologically advanced now. The only one without a red light is that one, because it's not a black magic.
Okay, that's fine. But I don't need to focus on that, do I?
No. You just make sure not to look at any monitors. You got a little too much headroom. Damn it.
It's always head this, head that. Never a good part of heads.
All right. So, week 2. This one, it already looks better. You'll notice when we switch cameras, you're no longer confused. Audio.
You can tell that I'm brown.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah.
Wait. Oh. Well, I don't see color, but that's interesting. Damn.
That's even worse. He's not colorblind at all. I think so. Don't date
1 p.m.
podcast. Don't date it.
I can blur it out. More editing.
Blur it out.
Hi, Jason.
Hello, Dylan.
I saw you yesterday at work.
Yeah, well, yeah, at work. Yeah, that's how this podcast came to be. We were working.
So, do you have a first topic? Because I have a weird one that is related to food, but not necessarily work.
Actually, I don't think so. I think I still have some of the stuff that we actually already went over in the last podcast.
Yeah, I've been deleting if we went over it. All right, well, that's fine. I have a lot, as you saw yesterday.
Good.
I'm ready for it. Let's start with this. Why the fuck have you given yourself a catchphrase?
Catchphrase.
Skedaddle. I've heard you say like once a day now. You're giving yourself this little catchphrase.
Dylan, I've been saying that for 15 years.
What? It's
have
just
you
now
noticed it?
No, you just now said it. You just now started saying it around the restaurant, at least.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been saying it for 15 years, man. Okay, so I was that one kid that grew up on Scooby-Doo in like CSI Miami or something like that. I don't remember all the graphic shows. But I do remember growing up and like watching Scooby-Doo, and it was like, Zoinks, guys, we gotta get out of here. And then like literally 30 minutes later, you watch CSI and the first scene comes in and it's like, all right, 15 people died, and they're just doing autopsies in the middle of the room. I was like, cool. I'm learning how to be a detective on both ends. Being funny and being scared.
Well, no, it's just find it funny because twice in a row. What was it? One of our managers. So you were saying to me,
"Oh, I said it to the
managers? Sorry, I got to
don't
skedaddle." And then no, you didn't. And then later, she was like, she came to me without you around, and she was like, "Well, I got to check Jason before he skedaddles out of here." I was like, "Oh!" And she said it it was like 2 in a row. So I just assumed she heard you say it.
Is it the senior one or is it the new one that for
The
the
new one.
managers? New ones. Oh, that's so funny. That's adorable, actually.
Yeah. I just thought it was funny
Oh,
that she used your catchphrase because separately from you entirely.
yeah.
It wasn't planned.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like I said, I've been using it for like 15 years. Funny enough, I do remember using it a lot when COVID kind of came down the shutdown, and I was playing games with my cousins and stuff. And there was the big one. What was it called? Fortnite. That was when everybody jumped on and
You
played.
just forgot the word Fortnite.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of it. I was terrible at shooting, so
Yeah, me
I
neither.
couldn't I
I
could
was
never
terrible
get
at
the hang of it.
building.
Yeah, I was terrible at building. I was terrible at the whole game in general. But it was just fun trying to group everybody together just so we can stay in the field. And I just remember being like, guys, we like skedaddle out of here. There's like 8 people out there. I don't have any guns. I just found out those colors in these guns. I don't know what that means, but we gotta hide.
Yeah, that's a lot of in MMOs. There's a lot of color coordination.
Oh yeah.
I think usually they're the same, but
I mean, that's what always steered me from MMOs. It's because there's a lot of things you have to kind of think about and put it into like actual formation with all these people. And I could just never grasp that concept. Like I know Final Fantasy 14 is the one I actually want to jump into, which is really bad because it's like actually one of the best slash worst ones to actually jump into. But
you said 14.
yeah, 14.
Yeah, I don't know why I've heard. So I was listening to a podcast, Meta, and they're just talking about 14. It's like a 2-year-old podcast. So
Yeah.
is it coming back around? Is 14 the last? I have known nothing about Final Fantasy.
No, it's still alive. That's the thing. They're still getting updates on it. That's why. They're getting full blown expansions on it. So that's why. 14 also had pretty much if you ever looked at the full name, it's called A Realm Reborn. It's because the original 14 servers was so bad and the gameplay was so terrible that they thought they should clean slate. But instead of going to a sequel, they're like, fuck it. Let's make a ending story to the original server, open a whole new server with all the new mechanics, and let's see if that does any better.
Was that the game that they rebuilt without telling anyone, and then came up with the second one while it wasn't just that here's the second one, like updated it without telling people that it was going to be a new game?
I think so, because I think that's the one where like you can still play it, you can stop it, but yeah, this is we're purging everything from the original and then having a whole new system coming in.
That's funny. That's what they were talking about on that podcast.
Yeah, and I adore it though. I can't like I used to watch one streamer. She used to play so much of it, and it's fun to watch people play it because you watch the coordination happen. You're just a viewer, but gosh damn, actually sitting there and watching all the buttons go off and just hearing every click, every second, like every nanosecond, you see them just trying to make sure that everything they hit is right on cue. I don't know if I can actually even do that.
Speaking of cues,
Yeah.
you do, this whole episode, they're gonna see my hand moving around like this. Hopefully, it's not distracting.
Nah, that thing would be fine.
This is turning into a hard job, having to switch on cue and then speak while I'm talking.
Oh, yeah, that's why they have people in the background for this.
Yeah, that's why there are people behind the camera. Should I hire Joel?
No, I don't think he'll understand it.
It's 3 buttons.
And
I'm gonna tell him you said that.
go ahead. I'll gladly have the conversation with him.
I'll write that down for next week. Jason thinks Joel is a dummy who can't handle
Just stretching that truth
3
out, aren't you?
buttons. Yeah, I think actually using our 3rd episode as having the first one with a guest is a good idea. Because with the first one, we'll be talking about that in a second. Terrible, awful. Second one, we're getting better. And then third one is going to introduce the idea that I want to do, which is guests. I like the idea of guests. No idea how it's going to work camera-wise. We only have 3 cameras. I guess
you
we're
can
going to
have that one zoom in.
Never mind.
They can sit here.
We're going to do a double. On this shot, we'll do a double instead of a single.
It'll be fine.
Solved.
Yeah.
Teamwork.
I think you need some wider microphones, maybe, just to kind of get the hang of it, because I'm pretty sure they're gonna want to lay down.
Yeah, no, I
instead
only
of
have
being
2
hunched
mics.
over like me.
So it's going to be one of these on their chest. That's it.
Yeah.
The guests are going to get one of these.
Oh, that works too.
Just close to the chest. I have 4 of these mics, so.
And I couldn't get one,
You have one.
so I can lay down.
Just, I'm moving mine around. Move yours around.
Yeah, I might. We'll see.
We'll see.
Just wanted to stretch my back out a little bit.
Because I can mute your side if you need to bump it
Oh,
around.
you doing the
stuff.
switcher? Perfect.
Not in the switcher.
Oh.
Editing.
Oh.
More editing. All right, so let's go into what we attempted to make a cliffhanger last time, which was the knife gift.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So let's talk about that
So
because
how did that go out? Because I only saw it for like
yeah,
5 minutes.
I tried not to let you know anything so we could talk about it on the podcast first. Get your reaction.
Yeah. No, he took the box to the job, and I was like, that's cool. All right. So then I just left. I was like, I figured we were gonna talk about this, so I'd rather figure out
Yeah,
what happened.
on camera. So I can easily sound like a jerk with this, like most of my stories. Actually, am I a jerk? Nah. But I want to get. It's like actually a really complex issue. Don't look at the camera. Look at your camera.
I gotta look at the camera. That's
This
pretty
actually can
obvious.
turn into like a pretty complex issue. So I've never made something, and it took me 5-6 weeks to make, and then given it away. Even as I was discussing it on the podcast last week, I'm pretty sure I said that I was gonna like, oh, if I ever leave the kitchen, I'm gonna take it with me. But that's not really a gift. I was pointed out to by some of the waiters.
Yeah, as a gift, I mean, you just hand it to them, and that's kind of it. Whatever they do with it, that's the gift at that point.
And that's what I had to work through. So what happened was I gave it to him. There was a lackluster reaction on his part, but that's who he is, the gentle giant. We've discussed that before. He's not going to be like, oh, that was, he's not going to be big about it. But I don't, and I said last week that I tried to set my expectations that way, but obviously I didn't meet that. I didn't meet that expectation for myself. Because this was like a stressful build. It was painful. I bled a lot. The problem solving was really difficult on this, so there was like a lot of heart in it. That's what made it so difficult to separate with. But I digress. I gave it to him. It was fine. He said thank you. He's like, oh, you didn't have to do that. It was very kind. That was the first chef. I showed it to the second chef. He immediately picked up and was like, it's off balance. Put it down.
Yeah, that sounds like him.
So that's his. Okay, so brass tacks. They said they're not going to use it. They said it's a, what they call it, like a shelf piece, but that's not the word they used.
I don't know the terms for what they would use. I'm sorry.
Basically, shelf piece. Oh, this camera. Basically, shelf piece is how they're going to use it. But I learned throughout the day that the shape of the knife that I made is a showpiece knife. I made it because it looked cool, but I didn't realize the design behind it. One chef told me that the shape of knife is a show knife. You would, if you're gonna cook for somebody in a display, you would use that knife because it's a very showy art piece, basically.
Yeah. The handle was emerald green. The designs on the very back of it. Oh shit. Yeah, because the handle was what, emerald green color. You also had the designs of it.
I'm glad you said emerald. That's what I was going for. I had to make that color.
Yeah. Because I mean, green would have been too bright and too awkward for it. But emerald green,
it was translucent emerald.
Yeah, it was such. Emerald green is always a cool color to kind of go with.
There was a little gold in there as well, little flakes.
Oh, I don't think I saw that one.
We had to be real close.
Yeah. I had a feeling. Like I said, I didn't actually get
a good look,
close examine of the knife. I didn't get to look at it. I just knew that the gift was gonna come, and I was more excited to kind of see what the end result would be.
So let me see what I wrote down here, because I wanted to break it down because this is actually an interesting. I feel like it's really interesting topic. The expectations in gift giving, letting go of an art that's no longer yours, and you're not allowed to control how they react to a gift. That's what I wrote.
Yeah.
So what happened was I felt good about it. I gave it to him. It was great. I was like, oh, good. They like it. They're going to keep it. They could have just said, no, I can't accept this sort of thing.
Yeah.
But they didn't. They said, oh, good. And then he said he was going to display it. But then I messed that up by saying something else I don't want to talk about. So he said, okay, I'll put it in the office then for protection. I just gave it away. I thought someone was going to steal the knife. The way our kitchen runs, I thought it was going to get stolen. Oh, the camera. I thought it was going to get stolen. So that's why I said, he was like, oh, no, it's fine. I'll put it in the office. But then I felt weird about that. I was like, well, now I want it on display.
Yeah, well,
but he said, no, I'm not going to. It was over though. He was like, I'm not going to display it. No, I'm putting it in the office. So that was all cool. And I sat down and I was just like, still thinking like, oh, okay, well, that if they're not gonna use it, I'll definitely take it when I leave because they're not gonna use it. And I was telling one of the waiters about this, and he was like, 'kay, he's an artist. He calls himself an artist as well. I think he would call himself an artist, right?
I'm not sure who you're referring to. Everybody would call themselves an artist.
That's a good point. He's told me that he feels he's an artist. I just don't want to put that title on somebody without them saying it, but he said it. Well,
Okay.
he was saying that whenever he gives art away, he had to give it away.
Yeah.
There was no hope of getting it back,
Yeah.
even if he didn't like the person after he gave it away. So it was the first day, and it feels weird to talk about this because it's just a knife. It's just a thing that I made. But it felt like I was giving something away. That was a really big deal. But it didn't feel like that until after I gave it away. So I started to get the seeking feeling of like, oh, this was a mistake. Why did I even spend 5 weeks doing this? I started regretting giving it away. But then I was trying to be really interested because, we have nothing else to do at work, so I just think all day. I was trying to be really introspective about it. So I just sat and thought all day while working. Because it's real manual labor. Manual labor? It's back of mind labor. So I was able to just think all day. And I feel like I therapized myself. Because I was pretty upset at the beginning. And by the end of the day, I was okay. And it was a weird thing to be upset in general. Because I've never really experienced this. And to be able to work through it in one day, and this is another third day, and it's totally fine. Because even the second day, I was like, I bought another piece of metal to make another knife. Because I thought that was my way of dealing with losing that knife was, oh, well, I got to make another one for me. But yeah, it was the way to put it in a very good perspective for me. And it was cool using these mental things to work through it and be okay with just letting it go. It also helps that I get to use it at work whenever I want.
I didn't know you get to use it. That's good, actually.
Yeah, I used it to cut cucumbers the first day. It was such a smooth knife, man. So good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess. Well, well, the thing about giving a gift, that's the whole purpose of it, is that you let it go. You just give it away, and that's kind of it. You don't care about other people's reaction. I mean, that's why regifting is a concept that people love and hate because it allows them to get rid of things that they don't want. And it hurts people when they see things that you gave someone and then they just give it to someone else. But that's kind of the whole concept behind it, is that you care about the one moment that comes from it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I just wanted
Yeah.
to point out how that was a really big, honestly, a pretty big mental step for me because I actually do. We were joking before the podcast, but I actually do kind of have control issues, especially with stuff that I have.
Yeah.
So to be able to look at it in a way where it's like it's not mine anymore, just because I made it, I gave it away, so it's no longer mine, and to be able to deal with the reaction that I didn't expect, and
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Like, a lot of people go through that kind of mentality. That's also why relationships are kind of like that, kind of that weird possessive energy. It's because they have the mentality of give, give, give. Therefore, I am in control of that. That's not how that really goes.
yeah,
When you the most important thing is when you give a gift to anybody, it's not letting go. It's not saying goodbye. It's not that. It's just that with the simple concept of I cherished you in a certain value, and I think I found something of a physical value that's equal to it. You gave a knife up to the chefs because you was like, this would be really fucking cool to make. This would be cool to give to them. I think really nice. Sadly, you accidentally made a show knife, right? Is that
yeah,
what it's called? And that's fine too. But that's it. And if you really like the knife, you already bought the material. I'm pretty sure you took pictures of it. I think you have a chance of recreating the knife for yourself
yeah.
if you
I already
want.
bought one to recreate,
Yeah.
but
But you also have to remember the value you put onto it does not equal the value that they will see to it.
Yeah, I know. That was I always knew that part. It was just really because I've never had that kind of reaction before. I'm usually pretty analytical about stuff, and I was really emotional about this knife, which is weird for me. But I was able to deal with it in a single day, which was I didn't have to.
Yeah, it's just that's the normal part of life. You know, if you're sitting in a room and you get to think about your thoughts, and you're good. You know, if you don't think about anything and you let it get to you, well then there's nothing no one can do because it's all you. It's all internally you.
And I have to point out it was that waiter that put me on the path. I can't remember the exact phrasing, but he put me on the path to understanding, which is very nice of him.
Yeah, everyone's got a soft heart. You just don't use it or they don't want to show it, which is fine. It's normal. The world is not a very great place to be around sometimes.
So yeah, and that's the end to that. Oh, that's the end to that cliffhanger. They accepted the knife, but not in the way that I had thought they would, and that's okay.
Yeah, don't get too much in your head about it, especially the way you want to concept, like, like, especially how you want them to react to it.
Yeah,
It's never gonna be that way. So,
that's why that's immediately. I said it on the podcast last week. I tried to subvert my expectations of their reactions because obviously I wanted a grand reaction. You know, I spent 6 weeks on this thing, but like I said in the note, you're not allowed to control how they react to a gift. You're not giving the gift to get a reaction. That's selfish.
that's just over. That's just you just trying to get something out of someone, and
Yeah,
the only way to do it was through physical means. That's
yeah.
not.
And I think if I'm being really honest, I think that's what I was doing out of the knife. Like I wanted something from it instead of making it as a gift, which is not a very good place to be making something.
Well, yeah, but I mean that's the whole point about living life. You learn.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're given one little task.
I'm
You see what you do with it.
growing.
Yeah, that's someone that I remember reading something similar to like you have to understand the moments in your life are special because it's all on you. These are stories that are made for you. That also means the experience that you get to experience is all you. Also, that also means that the lessons you learn in life. I don't know what you're doing. Yeah, I see the little hat. In other words, the lessons you learn in life are all on you. You'd be surprised about how many people never get to experience those lessons. You're trying really hard to get back on the chair. Yeah, you still hit
That
the
was
mic.
very. Hold on. That was very. I listened to the whole thing. I swear, I was sitting here the whole time.
No,
It
it's
turns out
good.
your mic was so quiet because I had the setting wrong.
I had a feeling too, because I was like, I don't remember having this issue like this when
Why
we
did you
first
say something?
started. Well, I don't know. You said that this mic helped us out last time, so I don't know if it was because of this or because of this.
It was both.
Okay, then well.
I guess that's a good transition to the reason we've titled the first episode "The First of Many Mistakes" was because, oh my god, there was so many mistakes. We had the cameras on the wrong. Okay, all of them my fault, by the way. This man. Oh shit, hit the wrong button. Hold on. Damn it.
I'm two, by the way.
This
Can you
man.
not
I'm two,
count?
by the way. Thank you.
Yeah, I can't.
This man had nothing to do with it.
You're
He's an innocent
struggling with the
man.
three buttons. I see you struggling with the three buttons over there.
You said Joel would have an issue. I'm okay. I'm talking. I'm reading, and I'm pushing buttons.
Reading what? What are you
I'm
reading?
reading my notes. You don't even have notes.
My notes are right
You're
there.
not prepared.
They're just folded down.
You'll notice. Well, no one's watching this, but we put the cameras on the wrong side of us. We put the mics in weird positions. The audio was messed up. I didn't have this box, so my system was messed up. So I had to use the backup audio, and I had to edit individually our voices. I spent what 5 hours editing. So we
Roughly 5 to 6 hours.
we had our first podcast trip. I'll put some pictures in. There's some editing. I gotta make.
Wait,
notes
those are
here,
for
man.
podcasts?
What's it?
Wait, that was for podcast?
It could be.
Okay, I thought you just
We
being
went
annoying.
together.
No, just kidding.
All right. No need to be truthful.
Uh,
Whatever. Yeah, so we went to see lighthouses in Savannah.
It was a beautiful trip. I actually enjoyed it very, very much.
I'll insert in the middle between us. I'll insert some videos and photos.
Yeah, I did wanted to ask, like, what the hell was with that camera you kept pulling out? Because that shit looked like it belonged in like 1996. But like like I said, I don't know technology that way.
2002.
2002. Okay.
I brought along I'll put some here, but I brought along a tape camera. Oh, I'll put in because that's a vlog I'm doing on one of my YouTube channels. So I'll put
I
in
see.
the YouTube channel too. I don't like the idea of vlogging necessarily, so to make it interesting for me and for someone else, I did on a 2002 tape camera. Vlogs coming soon on that channel.
If you see me, just I don't know. Just know that I was there, I guess.
See him here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. Most of us had fun. One guy. There were four
You don't have
of
to
us.
bring him up. Yeah,
He was the leader of the group. He drove us. He had made the plans to begin with.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was the number one and everything because he had everything all planned out. He had the idea to begin with. But yeah, poor him. He has some bad food.
One of two options. We had boils. What is it? Boils or broils?
Burl.
Huh?
Boral. With an R.
Oh my god.
What?
I didn't know you said. We had broils in Savannah. Very expensive. Too expensive, right?
It was way too expensive for that place. Fuck. That place was terrible.
We'll get back to the sickie first, but I spent $97 with tip. And it was shit. Yeah. Honestly. Okay, sorry. It was very medium for $97. Like it's $100 per person plate. That's, I think we can say this. That's our restaurant is about 100 to 120 per person.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing that aggravated me about it is like everything was so mediocre. I'm saying there was no medium. It was just mediocre at best. And I just couldn't fathom the idea of like what the server over there was saying because you're like, oh yeah, during the winter it's not busy, but once winter ends, that's when we start getting the 600 guests.
Yeah, she said 800 in a day.
And I was like, how the hell are you racking 800 in a day with like food like this? You know, and that's what aggravated me because I forget people do look at the price, but they kind of forget the value of the food that comes with the price. So, yeah, my billing was $80 total for including tip. But it was annoying because all my food was just water. That's all it was, just steamed. It wasn't even good in any way.
Yeah, it wasn't even broiled. It was steamed.
Steamed.
So what he did is one of two options that I've surmised. He had broiled shrimp and he had this crab soup. We'll let you decide, but he didn't clean his shrimp. He ate all the poo.
They didn't clean it.
Are they supposed to though? With the broils, I thought you were supposed to do that.
There's actual utensils that are meant to cut the shrimp and then pull the thing out.
Yesterday, chef just used a scissor.
Yeah.
Just a normal office scissor.
Whatever works at that point.
But he did it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because remember, you got to get rid of the digestive system for most foods. That's something that everyone kind of forgets, especially when it comes to like seafood and stuff. They didn't do shit. I'm sorry. I'm getting mad about it just thinking about it again.
Yeah. It's still a food podcast. We're still on topic. We all tasted his soup, and we were like, "That's kind of." It's a she crab, and the she in she crab is sherry.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the type of crab. I learned that.
Yeah.
So it's sherry wine and crab soup. So we've all tasted. We're like, "Oh, that's really." It's good, but it's like really sweet. So we didn't want any more, but we weren't going to order our own. But he had we tasted. So it's either the shrimp poo or the crab soup. I'm more leaning towards crab soup.
Soup. Yeah.
Soup's my vote.
I just think it was too sweet for his body to even digest it.
He's also not very experimental with his foods. So going to a broil.
That's also what I was going to say too. Because he was like, man, this food is really good. And I had to look at him like, oh, I don't think
we were all like, it's Old Bay.
Yeah. No, you didn't even have the Old Bay.
On his corn. He was like, oh, this corn's so good. And it was just a blab of Old Bay.
That could have been it too.
But they put Old Bay in everything. We put it in our butter though. Because it was so bland.
Yeah, no, I didn't. There was no seasoning on mine. That's what aggravated me. That's when I knew things were gonna go bad. Is when I found out that halfway through, and I was like, you know what? She never asked for any of the sauces that we were gonna put in it, and that's when it hit me. I was like, oh fuck, we didn't. She's just gonna give us plain food then.
I will say the first. No, so for me, it uh, it was more the last time I had broil. It was absolutely bland. There was no seasoning. This one was the next tier up. It was a little. I could taste it in the shrimp. I could taste the seasoning, but it was not seasoned.
Yeah, it wasn't good in any way.
And for $97, well, let's say 85 because I don't think in the clip the tip is the food's not her fault.
Oh no, service was phenomenal. She did what she
She
had
was
to
great.
do. She did what she could do. But the food,
It was like I wanted to like ask this. I want to sit in the kitchen and like just watch for a second. Like, so where's the seasoning? Which shelf? Is it too high for you guys?
Yeah, clearly you had Old Bay seasoning, so you could have drowned it at least in Old Bay and
At
then been
least.
fine. But no,
The crab was good though. I had snow crab. It was good crab.
No, it was dry as shit.
Mine wasn't. Mine was pretty.
It was terrible.
We got different things. Mine was the crab was not.
I didn't even finish the potatoes or anything like that.
No, I couldn't finish potatoes. It was enough to fill me up, which was good.
Also, the thing that got me the most too was the first clue I should have picked up was when I asked if they had any eggs.
And she was
And
like, I don't know.
Like, I don't know. Everyone's been asking about that lately. I was like, because it comes with the service. That's kind of the whole point of what these bags are, you know? It's supposed to be sausage, eggs, shrimp. It's supposed to
And then
have
they
some
put the egg in the wrong
oysters.
one.
Yeah.
They gave me both of Orlando's eggs.
And then, yeah, and that should have been my first clue. I was like, there's no way. There's no way you've been working here long enough to question eggs when it's always complimentary. Like it goes inside the bag. You ask for extra. Oh, yeah, she charged me $1 for it.
Well, she didn't. The restaurant did. Once again, we're not blaming the waitress. Yeah, it was a fun trip though. Saw 4 lighthouses, I think 3.
I think it was 3. We can only go inside one though. The other 2 were doing maintenance.
Turns out that's not my camera. January is not a good time for travel. Everything's closed and under maintenance.
Poor Lighthouse. They're falling apart.
You get a really good. You got to send me the videos. You got to because he has the 15. You got a really good video of that.
Oh yeah, because I was actually working with the lighting and stuff and just trying to get the perfect shot because of the max zoom in it could give me.
What is it?
Because I was trying
9 times? No. It's like 15 times, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it was like 15. That was the max number they said.
15 for the 15.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I was trying to get a shot of the birds that were flying around it because I thought it was really nice.
Oh yeah.
Because they were just gliding into view.
I got one of them.
But my brother was there with us and he had the drone, and that's the one thing. That's why I was like just wanting a picture and not a video because he had the drone. So
yeah.
Clearly, he was gonna get the whole lighthouse.
Again, it's right here. Real quick, Orlando. We keep referencing is his brother. We keep referencing because he's a chef, so he might be on the show.
He was the chef. He changed
Eventually.
lives.
All right, calm down. Explain it to the camera.
He changed people's dreams. He gave them hope. No, he's a really good man. He's a really good chef too.
He's an okay man.
I don't know about that.
He's a shit. He's a shit man. All right. Well, no transition. Let's just go. Let's try to look at the next topic here. I try to think I know what it's going to be. When and why did American cheese become the standard on sandwiches? Is it because it's called American?
I have no information on American.
It's the shittiest. It's not cheese.
That's
it's
probably
crap.
why I don't know anything about American cheese. I don't eat that.
It is. I only ever eat it on accident.
How the hell do you get cheese on accident?
Well, whenever I haven't been to McDonald's in about 5 years, but whenever I had been to McDonald's, I'm talking right to camera. I'm really mad. Every single time. They don't know. Did you know at McDonald's, they don't know what a hamburger is? It's impossible to get a hamburger.
What do you mean?
I order hamburger, no cheese. Cheese. Every time. No, without fail. Every time I went to McDonald's, which was maybe once a month back then even. I didn't hear what you said.
No, it's fine. You
I'll hear it in the edit.
No. You finish your story. I'll pitch in mine.
Every single time. Hamburger, no cheese. I get a double of something. I can't remember even. It's been so long. American shit cheese.
I put the camera on me. I've had a pleasant time at McDonald's constantly.
No, not allowed. We were never be sponsored by McDonald's. McDonald's, this is for you.
That's
Serve
so funny.
this.
That's so funny because the only mess ups they have, I'm not naming any McDonald's locations, but any mess ups I ever had was extra food. So I could never complain at McDonald's. Like I remember what was it? They were doing like 10 piece nuggets or something like that, 5 or 10 piece or some shit like that.
Couldn't tell you.
It was a coupon, and I remember everyone was bum rushing. And I know one of the McDonald's employee just gave me 2 bags, and I was like, I just ordered one. It's like, just take it and go. And I was like, okay, yeah. I was like, you and the someone I was with. So I was like, okay, cool. I opened the bag. Is just like a quarter pounder, a Big Mac,
That's
and
what I would
one,
get, quarter pounder.
and then the other one was my order, the fries with the nuggets, and I was like,
Double quarter pounder.
hell yeah. And then again, I just had pleasant experience at McDonald's. They took the cheese out when I asked them.
Never. Oh. Camera turn off? That's weird. Why are these things?
So I guess we need a charger for it then.
No, just keep vamping. Keep vamping.
I'm supposed to vamp? Okay, what else am I supposed to say? Oh, actually, a little fun fact about me. I used to be obsessed with Wendy's instead of McDonald's. Wendy's was my go-to. There was one that was right next to my parents' house when I was still living with them. I loved that place to death. They had the sweetest old ladies ever. I adored them. I'll never forget the last time I went there. They just gave me a free meal. Because I told them I was moving out. I was going to move in with my one of my exes at that time. And I was like, I'm not gonna see you guys. I'm gonna go all the way down to the essentially like downtown is where I'm living.
Tell me where you live.
And oh, they were just so sweet. Oh, I kind of want to go back and see them now. Oh, it's not gonna be the same. Yeah, it's not the same people. They're already talking about leaving that place because they were not getting the best service at all. They were not getting good money at all.
Oh damn! I didn't have the wide for that whole thing. I was digging around.
And then how you gonna have a wide? The camera's dead.
I forgot. Technical problems. So many technical. Damn it! That was on the right camera.
Yeah. Well, looks like it's all on me now. He's gonna go try to fix the camera, which I don't understand why. It's already half the podcast as it is. We're on a tight schedule, anyways. Oh well. How's everybody doing today? I hope you guys are having a wonderful morning. I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves in this wonderful week. I'm gonna slowly dox the date of this. It is Sunday, so if you're religious, it's the day of rest. If you're the other side of the religion, I believe enjoy your Mondays because I believe that it's gonna be your day of rest. Let's see. What else can I do to rant her off? I hope you guys find peace in your life. I hope you guys get to enjoy the random stories that you get to meet, the random people you get to meet and see and just communicate with. You know, I hope your stories are filled with happy endings and survivabilities of bad endings. I'm not sure what else to say. Got that off my chest, so I feel kind of fine. I hear the birds chirping. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's so sunny outside. It is about 20 degrees outside. And I hate the fact that I can't go outside because my body cannot handle the temperature at all. I was born in the sun. Cannot survive the winter in any way.
It's cold outside.
Okay, then I need to hear the deep breathing of
Oh, this is the best sounding podcast in the world.
I really hope so.
That's a really nice picture. I like ranting. it. Okay.
It reminds me of those
running out of time.
Find the objects. I don't know if anyone ever played those games. I used to play those games when I was a child. They were so fun.
Explain.
Like what, like Where's Waldo and stuff, like find the candle with the blue light.
Did you ever have those books where it was like real pictures and you had to find stuff like Where's Waldo, but it was stuff?
Yeah.
What are those called? Do you remember?
Not a clue. But I had fun playing them. That was so fun.
I still have some of them. I have to find them. Maybe I'll bring one in next week.
Yeah. That's literally what a third of my Switch games are, is just puzzle games, just finding things around. I should finish them though. They get too hard.
This podcast has a lot of silent parts. podcast.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. I mean, I told you the first few are gonna be a big learning curve for us to figure out what the flow is
Yeah,
and how
bring
we
the
get things
batteries
going.
inside.
And then hopefully by then we'll have everything all meshed
Okay,
up.
so let's wrap this up. Why did American cheese become the standard? It is shitty. McDonald's can't serve properly.
I think it's because it's the cheapest, isn't it?
And it wasn't what the American cheese.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
It wasn't even like the one in my town. Anywhere I went to Florida once, drove, everyone was like, "Oh, let's get McDonald's." You know, I never suggested, but back then it was like if someone suggested, I'd be like, "Oh, okay." We waited in line for like, it wasn't even in line. We waited for like 15 minutes for the food, and then it was wrong. Cheese. That they don't know what hamburger is. It's because they have a set menu, and to order that you have to get it without cheese is the thing. So it's a double quarter pounder without cheese, and they never get the without. No comment.
They never messed up my quarter
Are
pounders.
you hoping that McDonald's is gonna be a sponsor of us or something?
No, I don't have a bad experience with McDonald's. That's the thing.
Why did my camera turn off? Son of a bitch. No, what's gonna happen is podcast number 3. I'm gonna have all the stuff.
Oh,
The first thing I ordered this. This came the day after I ordered it, and then it came out the day after the podcast, which is why I fuck FedEx, by the way. Where was I? This is for McDonald's. I said that twice.
like I said, I had good experiences. I really can't complain.
All right, well, let's stop talking about that because I
Like,
can't have us not agree on something.
Like I'm like, bro, literally like on New Year's, bro. I literally had sex. I woke up, got in my car, all cleaned out, and I went to McDonald's and I got an extra burger. So like, I couldn't even complain. McDonald's has been helping me out. Wendy's was really good. Wendy's used to give me that 5 for 5. That shit was good as hell. That 4 for 4 was even better. Cause the one place I used to go to, she used to let me have the, what was it called, the fries nachos, you know, with the cheese and the bacon, extra 50 cents.
You go into Wendy's after this, aren't you?
And I was like, that shit was really good. I don't go anymore. They lost all ownership.
I'm saying right now, after the podcast,
No, I'm not going to Wendy's.
they lost all ownership.
Yeah,
What do you mean?
they don't do the 4 for 4s anymore. The $5 lost half of its value, and they upcharged all the meals. They used to be $9. Now they're I think 13.
So you boycott it?
I don't want to say boycott. I just like fuck it. I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna go eat there.
It's a lazy man's boycott.
Oh, I guess so. It lost all value to me right then and there. That's why I also don't go to McDonald's much either, because McDonald's was the one that also started losing their values in the coupons, and those coupons are really really fucking good. I was talking about like you can get like $20 items for like $10. Good, and that's how good that shit was. But I don't go much to fast food anymore.
That's good.
I don't think there's any pictures of me on any social medias, but I think I mentioned this before in the first podcast. I was like, I lost a lot of weight when I moved over here to this place that would not be named.
It just gives out your address.
Yeah. And yeah, that's kind of it. That's kind of what I. You know, what would be funny if we just gave an address out to like a random ass store somewhere. Just remember an address and then just say it to someone.
That's where we get all mail sent.
Yeah.
The Kroger down in Tennessee.
I was gonna say, don't even name the states we're in. Just name a state.
All right. Well, now they know we're not in Tennessee. Damn
There's
it,
literally
Jason.
49 other places we can name in right now. It'll be fine.
We should move the podcast to Alaska.
Oh, fuck
I want to be.
that.
I've never been to Alaska.
I kind of want to go to Alaska. I don't know anything about Alaska.
It's cold.
I know it's because I don't think it was cold, and I think there was a movie with Ryan Reynolds in it, and I think it took place in Alaska, or at least that was the point of the movie. But that was it. I just enjoyed it.
So next story, I've sent you a picture.
Let's see how long it takes to get it. Oh, I got it actually. that's
I'll
not
put this.
it.
Well, I'll have to blur some of it, but I'll put this picture up.
What
Do you
is
see
this?
anything strange? Audience? Anything strange?
Are you gonna show them that?
Yeah, I'll just blur a lot of stuff.
No, what's wrong with that?
So this was a server. He had an issue with a customer.
What's it? Wait, fish sticks.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. You found it. someone ordered swordfish from this server you can see, and they wanted it deep fried because they assumed that swordfish were fish sticks.
Sounds about
So they
right.
sent it back. So they got a deep fried swordfish. Never do that. And they sent it back because it wasn't good.
Yeah.
And then I don't really blame. I never usually blame the guest, the customer for
I do
that.
constantly.
No, because
I constantly blame them sometimes.
I mean maybe, but I couldn't even send the scallops back in that restaurant we had in Savannah.
Well, yeah, you can't. No.
No, she was like, I was like, because I kind of mentioned afterwards that they weren't very good, and she was like, "Oh, I mean, you ate all of them. You should have told me, and I would have taken it off the bill." I was like, "Yeah, but that would have been a waste." I didn't tell her this, but I was like, "Yeah, that would have been a waste," and I just didn't. I don't like giving stuff. I don't like sending it back.
Well, see, so that's gonna be the biggest issue. That's always gonna be a server's job ever. Is the customers constantly lie. You could send the food back and not be wasteful, but since you didn't, you just take that as part of the experience and you never want to go back. That's also
Servers
the
lie
biggest.
too.
Well, yeah, of course, servers lie. Yeah,
Like
it's part
this
of the
server
job.
said that he. I just didn't believe what he was saying about it. He was saying that he tried to sell him against it, and that he advised against it and stuff, but he obviously didn't describe it well enough because she thought she was getting fish sticks.
I mean, no offense. It's kind of dumb because in the menu it doesn't specify it was fish sticks in any way.
That's true.
It only ever specifies where we caught the type of fish, and
Anyway,
that it is that kind of fish.
So the issue came up because, the customer got this bill and it said, did not like, wanted fish sticks.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, she sent the bill back and said, take this off the bill. I don't like this. And they had to change the bill before she would pay for it.
Yeah.
I just thought that was so funny. The idea of getting like upset, nothing that anyone's ever going to see, because she saw that there was a complaint on the receipt. I don't know why they do that though.
What?
It asked for a reason why it was discounted, and
Yeah.
he wrote wanted fish sticks for some reason, and she took
Well,
offense to that.
she wanted fish sticks.
You know what Chef said about that?
I'm pretty sure something that makes sense.
He said, "Fish sticks are good. I don't know why you get fish sticks here, but fish sticks are
Yeah.
good."
Well, I mean, that's always gonna be the issue with fishes in general is that you don't even know what's a good fish to like.
Well, fish sticks is cod.
Exactly, but I don't think anyone's ever gonna do the like in a broad prospect. No one's ever gonna actually sit back and try to figure out what type of fish you're gonna be wanting for that.
Did you know we have cod?
Yeah,
I didn't know that. It's
Yeah.
only for the lunch menu.
it's only for like the lunch thing. I don't remember if it's part of a special that we offer for them so they can go in and out, which is I believe is a terrible special. Mainly because there were so much better options to eat rather than what they actually put in that special. But because the whole point of it is to be in and out, you just have to deal with it now. I do feel sorry for the morning shifts.
So back to Jason's catchphrases. This is gonna be a bit. This is gonna be a title card. Jason's catchphrases. I see here in my notes. Hold on, let me.
You writing down my words now?
Yeah, ready? So, Jason, what did you mean when you said faces to meet, asses to eat?
What? Oh yeah. Okay.
Faces to meet, asses to eat.
This
Jason Panora.
this one came from. The funny part is I don't think anyone ever heard me until I started broadening back for shits and giggles. That was during what was it? My Overwatch 2 stream. I think I was trying to get gold on all my on all the DPS tank support, whatever the hell you want to call it. I was trying so hard to get into gold, so for all of them, just so I can actually like get into legitimate fights and not deal with people who would quit out in the game mid match.
Yeah, I've heard that's an issue.
But one of the things that made me laugh was someone was yelling and complaining about not getting healed, and I was trying to say something fast, but I remember I just started rhyming shit together, just trying to make it sound insulting. And for some reason, the only thing that came to mind was like I just got tired. I was like, come on, man, I'm just trying to like do one thing so I can go to the next, and so on and so forth. So I was like, you know what, man, I'm just trying to meet faces. I'm trying to, fuck, what the hell was it? Faces to meet, asses to eat, cheeks to beat. I'm just trying to be complete. Okay, I'm just trying to go on with my life here. Okay, that was the main objective, was to do all that in in Overwatch. And I think literally right after that, I went into healing. I was Lucio, and I was like, come on, man, let's go beat these bitches. And then I knew we were fucked because they're the first moment you saw, four of those players had the same emblems, same background, and everything. So I knew they were in a team, and we lost that one. I got my ass beat that time.
At least it wasn't
But
eat.
but yeah, I remember just doing that, and it just made me giggle, and I remember it was like it was in those moments I was like, this feels fun again. This feels like a fun thing to do.
I was not expecting you to say that you were not complete without eating ass and meeting people.
Yeah, I mean, you can do anything in life. Well, anything good in life is something you can do.
I thought you said anything good online. Switch.
No.
Oh, my camera moved again. Bitches.
Sorry.
Look how much empty space I have.
Yeah,
It's no goo.
it's just one of those things that I just enjoy. Cause
Wait, eating ass?
I don't know, probably, but it's just one of those things that that I think it's funny because every social media thing I do, I fucking actually hate with a passion. I don't like communicating to a camera. That's why I don't stream with a camera.
Oh god.
I dislike Twitch.
With a camera?
I like dislike Twitch because I like having quiet moments to focus on things. But I also like shit talking games, even though I cannot shit talk for the life of me. I do not like Call of Duty. That's why I don't play the Call of Duty games
No, I
because
don't
they're
like
just
Call of Duty.
horrendous. But Overwatch has always been a fun thing. That's why I miss Overwatch 1, was because you could join in a group of people who would shit talk for 3 hours, and then you could win every game, never getting along with them at all. And it was just a peak fun for me. It was just diving into chaos and knowing that I can just be okay with it, not have to deal with anything like that. Oh, actually, speaking to Overwatch players, if you never did any supports, just remember supports. They all have ammo. I was blown away talking to someone. Well, they say that they were diamond. I don't know if that's fucking true or not. I don't know, GM, whatever the hell it was. But they were mad that they did not get enough heals, and I'm like, you do realize that only like two people, I think, have unlimited healing. Everyone else has a certain ammo to it when it comes to healing.
Oh, were you done?
So remember that.
I
Yeah, because that
never
was the
played this
biggest
game.
complaint with support, was like, oh, why can't I get enough heals in? I'm like, you do realize like Baptiste, Mora, Ana, Brigetti, Lifeweaver, let's see, Zenyatta, who else? I'm trying to think. Zenyatta. Those are the only ones that actually have like an ammo type healing. Like if you walk away from Zenyatta long enough, his healing orbs comes back, and he can't heal you unless he's in you, like unless you're in his view. Kiriko and Lucio are the only two passive healers. Lucio has boost healing, but people don't think about that and they get mad. Kiriko needs aim, which her sensitivity aim is terrible sometimes. Like you could literally give all her healing to some person, it would just miss for some reason. I don't know why he does it sometimes. That's why I'm bad at Kiriko.
Nerd.
But that's the thing that I love so much about it, because it was like, why can't I get heals? I'm like, you literally do realize everyone has to reload eventually. You can't dive in when everyone's reloading at the same time.
Question.
Yeah, what's up?
Since we're already off topic,
Yeah, of course.
I'm gonna try to switch this back in. I don't know why I said already. Remember after last week's podcast how I drove you to work and you had a near-death experience
I did?
in my car?
Oh, yeah.
It's a note I have. It was so funny. We were driving. We could recreate it too. Here, let's turn this way. No,
I don't need to recreate that moment.
So there was a pothole on a right turn, and he
First of all, don't forget the 5 seconds before that. You're like, I dodged every pothole so far, followed by the one big ass pothole.
I did. I dodged every pothole before.
You did, yes. And he was like, I gotta make a slow right turn, and then the fucking loudest bang I've ever fucking heard this car take.
So I don't know. There's been louder. Oh my god. So I don't know what happened. I didn't see. I still don't know what the pothole looks like. I never
It
saw it.
clearly almost deep as shit then because it was there, but we could not see it.
So
I didn't notice it. He didn't notice it. It was horrifying.
So I have a sports car, so it's with modified suspension, so it's real low and real hard driving. I take a right turn, maybe because I'm looking left to make sure, and that's why I didn't see it. I don't know. And for some reason, he's just like decides to close his eyes in bliss, and he's just like this. And as soon as he closes his eyes, we hit the bump. So what he wakes up to is this, or not wakes up. What he opens his eyes to is this. What? I closed my eyes for 1 second.
I was taking a deep breath. I just closed my eyes, just taking a deep breath. Because I was like, all right, I'm getting ready for work. So I'm just like, all right, whatever. And then I just hear a fucking loud bang. And I just jump up from my seat. And I was like, don't tell me this dumbass just did something stupid.
Yeah, so what did you think immediately? You did the pothole immediately, did you? Because your head hit the ceiling.
No, I didn't think anything. I was like, what the hell happened? Like, I'm trying to
Curb?
regroup into, like, what happened. Yeah, I could have thinking, this dumbass cannot see he hit a curb after missing every pothole.
It felt like a curb.
Or someone hit him. Oh, hey, welcome back to the land of living. How you doing? Have a good nap?
She was asleep.
Yeah, I've been fighting with this fucking heater for the past couple of days. It finally had decent heat.
Why don't
Like-
you get a space heater?
I don't know.
Do you want to borrow one of mine? I have a bunch.
Hmm?
I have a bunch of space heaters.
Mind if I can have one or borrow one at least?
Yeah. I don't use it because I moved from the basement, and the basement used to be really cold.
Oh shit!
If I can find it, I'll bring it next week.
Thank you. Oh, that's very kind of you. Thank
It's
you.
a gift, but I might need it back because it's not mine.
It's not a gift then. You're letting me borrow it. Just write it down in the notes.
I've
so I
learned
can give it
nothing.
back. Yes. It's not a gift that is borrowing.
I get it's bored because it's not technically mine, but no one else uses it, so
Oh well, don't put yourself in a bad situation.
there's
It's
no
not
bad
gonna happen.
situation. Trust me.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I still don't know what's going on with the situation in whole over here.
Yeah, what's happening with the heat?
Well, I turned it off because I was trying to save some money. But like a dumbass, I didn't check the temperature for the next couple of days. So when I got back, I had realized that I turned off at the worst time because of the next couple of days ago. It has been the coldest here ever.
It's currently 27 degrees.
It is, yes, it is currently
37.
27. When I turned it off, it was like 56. The next day it was 30, and then so on and so forth. So I turned on the heater, and clearly it's been trying to catch up to the temperature I set it to, but it's not gonna make it.
Hmm.
It has been trying since, but it has not made it.
Do you play any games at work?
No,
Really?
no,
You don't try to entertain yourself at work?
I do.
How?
Talking to the coworkers, just learning anything I can, whether on drinks, see if I can make it at home. Learn some dressings, learn the menu. Also think about anything I can do on my days off, so I can kind of get it going. Thinking of maybe what I can do at home.
I do that too, but then I run
Or,
out of thoughts for that, so I keep going.
yeah, or streaming. Thinking what I can do for streaming because
At work?
no, not at work, but oh yeah, of course. At work, so I can think of if I do everything correctly, maybe I have some energy to stream at night, or if I can get myself to bed, I can stream first thing in the morning and get it done.
I almost streamed again the other day because I was able to play a new game. Well, not a new game, but a game that I haven't been able to play in forever, but it's my favorite game
Sorry.
because I had the wrong version of Windows, whatever the fuck that means. So, but now I have the right version of Windows, so I can play it now.
Yeah, that's the one thing I'm gonna hate about PCs because I think I mentioned this with you myself. I do want to get a PC. I mentioned this in stream. I just haven't made the big step because I know that I'm gonna be so annoyed with it. Because
It's fine. Just don't unplug it when just don't unplug it when it's on. And you're good. That's what happened in mine.
yeah,
It's for some reason. So I've had Macs my whole life. several of them, handheld and not desktops. The power has gone out. I used to live in Florida. Power goes out all the time.
Yeah, that's the Florida thing. Yeah, it's
The
always
OS
aggravating.
wasn't deleted from the system. This PC loses power probably the third time at this house. Probably the second time. I've had it for like a year. It deletes the OS or it corrupts it or something. You have to re-download the OS on the computer.
See,
What kind of system? What kind of people can think that's a good system?
Yeah, see, and it's worse for me because I don't even know what the fuck OS means.
Operating system.
So, okay, cool.
It deleted the operating system because the power went out.
Yeah, see, I can never come to that conclusion ever if anything like that happened to me, because that sounds like a core part of the PC. I don't understand why
it tells you when you turn it on.
Thank the heavens.
It says what's wrong, and you have to figure it out a little bit, but it gives you very limited options.
So to a reminder to anybody who's probably trying to figure out, because I know if I highly doubt anyone from my streaming. I only have like 3 people that come in consistently, but as I mentioned, I used to have a computer, but even then, I had like a 2011 or 13 MacBook that was never updated, and it dies and bricks itself every time I try to update it to whatever update it could handle. So I know next to nothing about computers, and plus it was so fucking old and dead. Again, there's something I could do with it.
And by the way, I have a Mac desktop on the same power system as the desktop, as the PC. It lost power at the same time, didn't delete the OS. It's just like this a big PC culture where I think PC is way better than Mac and all this stuff. But it's not as consistent. It really isn't. And no. I've learned I enjoy consistency.
Well, that's why I still stick to game consoles and stuff, because I know that they're the same way. We're like, oh yeah, PC's gonna be better when it comes to games, but like there's so many services, there's so many operatings you have to open up, there's so many things you actually have to play on certain things. Like I remember, what was it? Resident Evil 5 was a game I was talking about streaming and stuff, and hoping that I can play it on PC to kind of get it going. I come to find out that fucking game was still working on a system that has not been updated, no works with any current PC that's up to date now. And the only way to do it is to like kind of pirate it or like move it around if you want to play the actual version of it. Like the actual version of it without trying to fuck it up or trying to do something that was to go around it. And that shit just sounds annoying to me. That's why like even games like Left 4 Dead is something I want to stream first thing if I ever buy a PC is Left 4 Dead, because I have
the hands like this.
Yeah, the hands like that. Yeah. I adore that franchise. I only played it on Xbox, I think halfway through, but I love it. I adore it, and I know that the fan base is only strong on a PC.
I bought a lot of games that I haven't played, but it turns out I didn't know this. I use Steam. I didn't think about the fact that you don't own the games when you buy them on Steam.
No, you don't.
If you lose your Steam account, they're gone forever.
Yeah, that's why physical games are still trying to be the main priority, which I understand why people.
Ubisoft.
Yeah, which is also why I understand people are like, oh yeah, but like, I like having everything in one go. I'm like, yeah, that's good, that's fine, but you don't have complete ownership of it. Like, hell, Nintendo. You saw what the completionist did. He literally spent, I think, $11,000 to $15,000 to buy every Wii U game in existence. Why? Because once it shuts down, it shuts down. And the Wii U was a worst-selling game with some of the best games ever on it.
I always liked the Wii U. I never understood the hate.
No one knew what to do with it. No one knew how to advertise it. Not even Nintendo.
It was like a Switch before Switch, so they weren't ready for it.
It's just a third party didn't want to deal with the double screens. Oh. No one knew. Again, no one knew what to do with it. Nintendo themselves didn't know what to do with the double screen, because eventually they started caving in and just making it like you can play it on the handheld. That's it. And I was like, that's cool, but you guys couldn't do anything like that. Like you guys can't think of anything for the.
It was a little revolutionary, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a little revolutionary. I mean, there's some people trying to recreate it now. I mean, look at PlayStation. They're trying to have their own Switch version of it now, and it's funny because.
Well, PSPs have been a thing forever.
I mean, yeah, but that's also the thing. Like PSP, PS Vita, that's something they've been doing longer, but it never been utilized correctly.
No,
that's why the Wii U was
that was the dream console when I was a kid. Was big changer. PSP. I never got it.
Oh yeah. Well, no, what I mean is, you can hook up the PSP to the PS3, right? It could become its own remote, and I believe with the PS Vita, you can actually broadcast your games onto it.
I feel like that might be peak gaming.
Yeah,
Being like
but
12 years
no,
old with a PSP and a PS3.
but that was the problem. No one knew how to utilize it. That's why it was never any big. Like PlayStation Home was that PS Vita that you can actually plug in all your PS Vita games and play on the TV.
I remember being big.
Yeah, by itself it was big, but in tandem it was not something that grew to what they wanted.
Well, let's bring it back. We're gonna close out a little bit.
I'm fine with shit talking in general.
So I wanted to close up with this because it was an epiphany I had. Two things. Whoa! About the podcast.
Is it still connected?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, good.
Well, let me make sure.
Yeah, let's say double check.
Yep. One, the longevity of this podcast. I was thinking about.
Yeah.
Because if we stick to the topics, waiter bitches, as it were, we're not gonna be waiter bitches forever.
Yeah, no.
So just I thought, the idea of death. Hold on.
Okay, we don't have to say it like
Death.
that though.
Death of a podcast eventually. Everything dies. It's good to get it out of the way now. Just
But I mean,
die early, kids.
I don't know what the hell that was.
Anyway, that was one thing. But let's end on this. And if you have any comments on it, I'll let you. People are gonna be upset with this podcast, maybe, because they think it's something else, talking shit about them. It's not. But even if it drifts that way, like we were making fun of the ticket earlier, that's what they do at work. They just talk shit all day about each other, about the job. And to me, it helps. I felt a lot better this week than most weeks about work because I had a whole venting session about work for an hour. And so I didn't feel the need to even think about complaints during work. So it's healthier for me. Hopefully healthier for you.
I just don't. I separate the two. I'm sorry.
Anyway, people might be upset, but they do it off camera. So I decided to just do it on camera.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that's why they're mad is the fact that you do it on camera. This can be recorded and saved.
Yeah.
Versus,
there's no names, man.
Well, yeah, obviously, yeah. Oh, again, I think we mentioned the first. Well, again, on my point, the whole point of this is just to talk about the system as a whole, what we just experience from day to day, watching customers come in trying to make complaints on people who damn well don't deserve it. Watch, even watch your server partners just completely just lose the day because they're just sitting there, and you just hate that it happens to them. So in those moments, I mean, yesterday was probably the best example. One of the servers had a party of 14. 5 showed up.
Yeah, and they didn't order until they didn't order till 10.
Yeah, they didn't order until like 9:30 or something like that.
We closed at 10.
Yeah, but they were the last ones to order. That was the thing, though. And it sucks like that, I even saw someone who literally was in charge of 3 parties. That's all they had to do for that day. One came in, one canceled, and one was a no-show. And the worst part is the one that came in, only half came in. So, you watch that and you want to feel, no, this was way before. It was before all this week.
Oh.
Yeah, this was with I believe the 2 servers actually left, the 2 female servers that left. I think they were both going to be in charge or something like that. And they
I was there for that. I forgot.
Yeah, that the part that sucks. But I didn't know this was a venting session for you. I just thought we were gonna talk shit a little bit.
You said venting last week.
Yeah, I did venting. Yeah.
Just get my ideas out there.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, that's the whole thing about the server industry, and that's one thing I actually love about it is that it's chaotic, but in the most good and beautiful way you can actually imagine it. Because like I said before, you're going to be stuck with the group of people you have no association with at all. We're talking about like the band of misfits that you are going to just band together. People who you know nothing about, people who you never would have imagined you'd be hanging out with them. And you're just going to be sitting there and having the best time of your life. And that's the one thing I actually love about this industry so far is that it does it better than any other job I've actually been a part of.
I wish more people would think that way, though. Because I've never heard someone explain it that way. They just complain about the situations instead of seeing it as what it is.
Well, I mean, you also have to remember this is part of how the bonding experience kind of works, and it's through complaints or through just communication, and also, again,
To a
I don't,
point,
I
but
don't know how their actual like what is it that makes them friends beyond work.
I
So
think it's
that's
just
that.
I think it's just work, dude.
Yeah,
Work and parties.
I mean that's how some of them are. That's how it is. But that's what I mean, though. Like, I guess a personal story from my end is I had two coworkers from when I was a banker. One, honestly, I felt like I should have been more friends with him because we had so much in common, and honestly, we both had the same goal. We both wanted to own a house and hopefully turn it into a renting property so we can have some money for our wives. But then I had the opposite person. He was my supervisor, but he was amazing at what he did, and he was this person that pretty much showed me that you can just act any way you want, and if you're confident enough in who you want to specify yourself in, then you're gonna be a person to have a blast with. And that's the one thing I loved about him is because that's exactly how he presented himself. He was the most flamboyant gay man you could ever imagine, but on these one-on-one notes during our breaks, he would sit down and read. He would just read, and it's not even any stereotypical books. He would be rereading his Harry Potter's or any other magical books that he found fascinating. He read in his Kindle that I haven't heard from years. I'm like, you used to have a Kindle, and he's like, yeah, because it helps me read. And he'd always have a smile that honestly would just make any bad day special. And again, I would never actually want to meet these people, but being stuck with them, it's been a blast. And then being stuck at this new job, it's been a blast meeting all these new people. I have no understanding of who they are or how it works, but it's not even a journey. It's just one big chaotic mess, and I just love moving myself around through it.
Like a fish.
Yeah.
And on that note, that lovely actually note, if anyone's watching, cool. You've seen the worst of it. It can get worse from here,
Yeah,
but
it can
it
get
will.
worse. It might slash will get worse, but hopefully we can move past it.
Nope, my camera turned off. All right, speaking of getting worse,
Did it just die on its own?
I don't know, man. All right, I was gonna cut to myself, but oh, we can do this. I don't know how to edit. Ready? Watch this. What was your last week? Good day, good night, whatever you're
No,
listening.
that's my coin.
Do
I
it.
I say that for my streams,
Oh,
all my streams.
fuck off
I
then.
I yeah. I'll say it here because I'm in it. But
Nope, nope, you ruined it. Uh, we're learning. You're watching. This has been See You Later, bitches. So we'll see you later, bitches.
yeah, y'all take it easy.
You like that fade out?
Yeah,
It's pretty cool. Let's fade back in. All right.
I like that little close out.